Hello, I'm Dr. Sam Lim. I'm a rheumatologist and a clinical researcher at Emory University and Grady Hospital in Atlanta. I've been involved in lupus research for over 2 decades, and I'd like to share why I care so deeply about clinical trials and why I believe they matter for you and your loved ones. My journey with lupus began in medical school when I first learned about this complex condition. I was struck by the science, how the immune system could turn on itself. But what truly drew me in was the human side of lupus, the uncertainty, the lifelong burden, and who it affects. Shortly after that lecture, my own mother was diagnosed with lupus. Suddenly, it wasn't just academic. I saw how confusing and overwhelming it was for her and for our whole family. From managing symptoms to seeing different doctors to struggling with treatments that only worked part of the time, I realized just how much work there was still to do. That's when I knew this would be my life's work. Not all research is the same. Some studies are observational, like the Georgians Organized Against Lupus or GOALS study, where we follow people over time, asking about their health, their challenges, and their experiences. These studies are powerful because they give voice to people living with lupus. Other studies are interventional, where we test whether a treatment like a new drug can help. That's what a clinical trial is. We're testing something new to see if it works, and more importantly, if it's safe. At Grady, I've cared for many people with lupus who are struggling, really struggling to control their disease. Some can't afford medications. Some have been on everything and nothing works. That's why I became a clinical trial investigator. Clinical trials give us a way to offer new hope. Sometimes it's the only way a patient can access a potential new treatment. And these trials are free. There's no cost to participate, no insurance barriers, just access to cutting-edge science and care. But it's also bigger than that. We need more people, especially from Black, Hispanic, and other minority communities, to be part of these trials, because too often research doesn't reflect who lupus actually affects the most. That's what Project Change is trying to fix. I'll be honest, bringing up clinical trials in the clinic isn't always easy. People are usually flaring, tired, and worried. Appointments are short. There's traffic, co-pays, and all the stress of life. So I don't expect people to say yes on the spot. What I do is plant the seed. I explain the clinical trial might be an option. I give people space to think, and then follow up with a phone call, answer questions, and talk through the details. We go over the risks and benefits, the process, and how the trials work, including that some participants might get a placebo, which is like a sugar pill for comparison. But even if you're in that group, you still get the usual medications you were already on, and we monitor you very closely. In fact, clinical trial care is often more hands-on than regular clinic care. You get regular visits, labs, and direct contact with our team. We're checking on you often, and you can reach us quickly if you need anything. More importantly, you or the investigator can stop participating in the study at any time. No penalty, no pressure. It's always your choice. Every trial has strict rules. Sometimes people really want to join, but don't meet the criteria. That doesn't mean they're not deserving of better treatment. It just means that to test a new drug fairly, we need consistency. But we'll always explore other options, and we're always learning from every patient. There's a lot of information out there, some good, some not. That's why I recommend trusted sources like clinicaltrials.gov and community programs like Project Change. And of course, talk to your doctor, ask questions, bring your family or caregivers into the conversation. Your voice and your values matter. I believe that research and clinical care should work together, not separately. We can't improve lupus treatments if we don't include the people who live with lupus in the research. And we can't do it without you. So thank you for listening, and thank you for being part of the change.